will tell you guys, December's TBR is not looking as delusional as last month's. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire, and this is Claire's Neverland of Books. Today, I will be bringing you my December TBR. With it being the last TBR of the year, I'm trying to be generous to myself and not overwhelm myself. Not that I truly ever follow a TBR. We'll see how this all plays out in the future. But I have a goal. The last 4 years I've hit 300 books read, minimum, each year. And I'm about 30 books away from that. So I would have to read 30 books in December to hit that goal. I think I can do it. I just think I'm going to be reading a lot of manga and Christmas novellas. So I'm going to leave room for me to mood read those. And let that just work its magic. Because that's how I have good reading months. So, I'm going to start with some buddy reads that I have. First up, I'm going to be reading The Useless Witch by Savannah Lee with Bree from Four Paws in a Book. This author is going to be at Romantasy BookCon, and we both are trying to read down our author list for that event so that we can go talk to these authors and have a good time and talk to them about their work and enjoy those interactions, because it's real awkward when you go up to an author and haven't read their books yet and have no idea what any of them are about. So this one, The Useless Witch says, "My entire life I've feared the Darkwings, shadow-wielding monsters with red eyes who flay the skin from bones of any magical being that dares cross their path. A story light-laced witches told to their children to ensure they didn't stray. Be good or the Darkwing will steal your magic. But that's all it was, a nightmare, a legend, until I met him, Vane." That just is so intriguing, and this cover is stunning. So, definitely high on the list, sounds up my alley, can't wait to get to that one. Next, for Mel's Patreon buddy read, we have The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. This says, Knives Out gets a holiday rom-com twist in this rivals to lovers romance mystery. That's all I really want to know, truthfully. I prefer to not know anything about my mysteries when I read them, which is very rare, and especially a cozy mystery, that scares me. I'm not a cozy fan, so I'm a little concerned, but I'm willing to give it a try. So we'll see how this one goes. And then for Cassidy's Patreon buddy read, we are reading Empire of Flame and Thorns by Marion Blackwood. This is all I really know. It's Fae, Dragon Shifters, and Deadly Trials. I can't lie, that's all I want to know. Those three are all huge buzzwords for me, so I have no doubt that it's going to be a hit. One of my goals for 2024, and also will be for 2025, is to prioritize series, right? We start a ton of series and then never continue on. They just sit there unread on our shelves and we forget about them. I need to get better at that. I found this year that I've been binging a lot of series, so I'll start and finish them relatively quickly, but I haven't been prioritizing as much the series that I've already read. So I have one series that I would like to finish out this year. It's the last 2 books of the series. We have The Fire and the Flesh and Born of Blood and Ash by Jelle. These are books 3 and 4 in the Flesh and Fire series. I really need to finish this series. I'm trying to get back into my audiobook habits of reading audiobooks at home, because I've learned that finding the balance between content creating and reading is a little rough. But I'm going to get there. And these are really good audiobooks. I love the narrator for these, so I'm really excited to continue on with these and get this series completed and off my series list. That is very much needed. Next, we have a book that came out earlier this year, and I got about 70 pages into it and then put it down and didn't finish it. It wasn't a true DNF, and I will be finishing it in December, and that is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. I was having an okay time with it. I wasn't like completely sucked into it like I was Butcher and Blackbird, but I was enjoying it enough to know that I would finish it eventually, but I was trying to annotate it like I did with Butcher and Blackbird, and that was just not the vibe, because I'm out of my annotation era, I have learned. But this follows, it says, after contract killer Lachlan Kane botches a job for his boss's best client, he knows he'll never claw his way out of the underworld, at least not until Songbird, Lark Montague, offers him a deal, hunt down a killer, and she'll secure his freedom. The catch? He has to marry her, and they can't stand each other. Marriages of convenience are so fun. I enjoy them so much. So this one is definitely on the list. Next we have The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I love this author duo. They write some of the best, raunchiest romances I've read. And then they just have some better ones that are probably like more along the line of like Emily Henry style books. But this one follows Anna, who gets married before college so that she can move into subsidized family housing. So she marries Wes. Wes is an heir to a big family company, but to get his inheritance, he has to be married for 5 years. So when graduation comes and they sign the divorce papers, it sounds like Wes doesn't file them. So that on paper he shows that he's still married, so that he can get his inheritance. Well, Anna has now been out of school for 3 years and is down on her luck, not doing well, living paycheck to paycheck. And Wes gives her a call and says, hey, you want to come be my fake wife so that I can get my inheritance, and this might work in your favor too. Like I said, marriages of conveniences. Sign me up. Very excited about this one. Speaking of Emily Henry, we have Funny Story. Which, it is a funny story because normally I read all of Emily Henry's books as they come out, and I just, haven't gotten to this one. This follows a couple who significant others are cheating on them with each other significant other, so they're left homeless and they decide to move in together, and they end up falling in love. It's Emily Henry. I adore her writing and her books. They are always so hard-hitting to me most of the time. I always end up crying. So, definitely excited for this one, and I'm very mad that I haven't read it already. So we will be getting to this in December. Along the lines of starting the series and finishing it relatively quickly, we have the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. After I'm done filming and editing this video, I'm going to be starting book 2, which means I should be able to start book 3 in December, which is Fae Fever. This follows Mac, whose sister was murdered in Dublin while studying abroad. And the case goes cold, there's no leads, the cops have nothing, and she wants justice for her sister. So what does she do? She gets on a plane and goes to Dublin to find her sister's killer, since the police won't do it themselves. She ends up finding out that she's a Sheedseer, which is someone that can see the Fae, and makes her a valuable person to our male love interest, Jericho. Book 1, there wasn't really any romance, so I'm excited to see that grow through this series, and in book 2 and 3, to see how that all plays out. He is looking for a book that is very important to find, because in given into the wrong hands, it sounds like it can unleash the Fae on the human realm. So Mac has now gotten tangled into this web to help find this book. I'm having a really good time with book 1. I'm hopefully going to continue to love the series because I have these stunning special editions from Arcane Society, and I need them to be worth the purchase that my mom made for them. So, this series hopefully will be completed in December. That's a tentative. It might be January. We'll see how the month goes. And then lastly, I didn't even start it in November, which I had a feeling would happen, but as I was saying earlier, with learning to balance content creating and reading still, I'm hoping to really get back into audiobooks and reading them around the house while I'm doing mundane tasks or working on planning. So this book would be a great book for that, and that's Oathbringer. I gotta get this read in December because Wind and Truth comes out in December, so I still have this, Dawn Shard, and Rhythm of War to read before I can start Wind and Truth. But I'm hoping that I can get these finished relatively early. Not in time for book 5 release, but I would like to be caught up by like the first quarter of 2025. So we shall see. But if this is not on my wrap up for December, I need y'all to yell at me, okay? Please yell at me. That is all I have for my TBR for December. Like I said, I'm trying to go light on it. Well, we're not going to talk about the 1,200 page book I put on there. That's an audiobook read, okay? It doesn't count. So, what are you guys reading in December? Let me know down in the comments below. If you want to just leave me an emoji to say you were here, drop a sword emoji for Oathbringer, because it is Dalinar's sword. And if you could just give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys. Bye!